The reality is, fintech is not that sexy. It is hard work, but it is super fun and fulfilling. Why? Because most of us are in a vulnerable financial position and suffer from money stress. So our job as fintechers is to come up with solutions. Welcome to Fintech Product, the place to be for career advice for women in fintech. I am Moni, and I've built a career building digital banks from scratch, both in the UK and Southeast Asia. I strongly believe in togetherness, and I'm here to open up, share, and bring fintech product and leadership experts together so that you don't have to start from scratch to thrive in your career in fintech. I'm Mexican-British living in Asia, and I'm recognized as Singapore 65 fintech product leaders and women in fintech. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we've got a guest that even though we just met very recently, he doesn't know that I know him, quote unquote, quite well because I've been following him for a few months. And he's one of those guys that you want to study. I like his mind and I like the content that he creates because it is practical. And when I come up with a question that I'm like, oh, which tool am I going to use this time? Like instead of saying Google or YouTube, I just go like, oh, let me go and check his Instagram. And that's how I get my ideas many times. So we were in an FAQ the other day, and I asked the question if he wanted to come to the podcast. So today we've got Konstantinos Synodinos. He is the CEO and founder of SimplyDigital. Konstantinos, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So your success story. So basically in the past year, you've exploded. Your social media has exploded. And just your TikTok alone, it has like over 3 billion views and you have like more than 2 million followers. And you just did that in the past 12 months or so.
Yeah, it's like at least the social media journey is very recent, but the overall journey is very long. So that's what people don't see. Most of the times they see, the tip of the iceberg. They see what is being visible to people. But the whole thing that they don't see is that I work in marketing the last 20 years. I'm an entrepreneur the last 8. I run 3 businesses. So there's a lot of experience and a lot of kilometers before this thing that people see right now. And of course, it's not just the tools, not just the websites and not the stuff that we share. The sophistication of SimplyDigital, it's much more advanced than, just setting tools. But we understood what people wanted to see on the social media environment. And that's why we adjusted our voice towards what people would love to see more of. So, and that's what I am trying to say to people also, not becoming selfish, not expecting people to adjust to them. They need to adjust to people and what exactly they're looking for.
How do you recommend that people do that? Because that's a very common, quote unquote, advice, at least among the marketing and product people. Hey, you have to listen to your customer, but it's not that intuitive for many people to do that.
Yeah. But the key for me is, leaving your ego on the door. Before you enter any platform, you need to leave your ego there. This is something that I have a full chapter on my course about this thing, because people do the opposite. They bring the ego in the platform. They are entitled to attention. They're entitled to views. They're entitled to followers. But this is the wrong way to go. Nobody deserves anything unless they earn it. That's how you build everything. And attention right now is underpriced on TikTok because, it's all about attention, right? Marketing is all about attention. Social media is all about attention. This is the golden currency. And it was never so underpriced as it is right now on TikTok.
Interesting.
And that's what other platforms are trying to copy as well. They're trying to copy this rewarding system that TikTok has built through this special algorithm in order to give more incentives to people to keep creating. Because, we were hearing on Instagram the last couple of years, or at least before TikTok boomed, that, it's so saturated, it's so difficult to grow. Nobody grows anymore. And to be honest, yes, it required a lot of effort before I see also my Instagram grow. Yeah. With lots of engagement, with lots of outreach, communication with people, by building community brick by brick. And TikTok has reversed that and has given the opportunity to people to become viral day one without having a single follower. So that's what I understood early. That's what I capitalized. That's how I adjusted my sophistication and my content creation identity to the platform. Mm-hmm. And that's how I started seeing the incredible results that gave me, a huge boost to my business as well. So that's what I always say to people, leave your ego on the front of the door, and start caring about what other people want to see. Start understanding what other people want to see and be consistent in giving them.
Yes, because
that's it.
Yeah, that's the point. It's about creating valuable content at the end of the day.
Yeah. And, valuable is something that it's not easily defined. What is valuable for me might not be valuable for you. Or what might be right, like, something really self-explanatory for me or something really basic for me might not be for you. Exactly. And that's why many business owners get lost in that, because they believe that their audience knows everything. But guess what? They don't know anything. Even the smallest detail that you believe that it's like, this is something that it's basic. Everybody knows. No, trust me, they don't know it. And that's what people get excited about, understanding and learning simple things about any industry within 10, 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah. And you're really good at that. And you have a full program, like your TikTok program is quite good. It's self-explanatory. It's quite short, modular.
Yeah. The content is something that it's evolving. It's like a living organism. People's attention is getting thinner, slimmer, and we need to adjust to that. And that's why we see that, short video wins right now, because it's fun, it's entertaining, it's to the point. It doesn't, push people to stay for 5-6 minutes to watch a video to just get an idea. So, and especially with all those, different stimulations that we have and different kind of things that we need to watch every single day, people are very selective, very fast in rejecting content and moving to the next one. And it's very difficult for them to retain a significant piece of info. And that's why the big challenge is to become valuable in less time, which is not easy. It's not easy, but there are specific principles and everybody can do it. It's just a matter of understanding the principles, applying them, and making it a habit. Because like with everything, it's a matter of practice.
Consistency. Yes.
Yeah.
People talk about success and they say, the formula for success, it doesn't exist. But actually, when it comes to TikTok, you do have a formula that you use to basically predict how a post is going to be good or not that good. Can you guide us through your formula for success in TikTok?
So yes, I have analyzed, all my videos. I have like more than 500 videos in the platform. More than 100 videos, have surpassed the 1 million view count. So I know what are the statistics and let's say the principles and the ratio of the numbers of the watch time, the saves to likes ratio, the completion rate versus, saves, etc. So I have correlated all the different numbers that I see in my videos, and I have understood what really works and what makes a video go viral, which is, what most people are going crazy about. That's their own objective, which most of the times is not the best way to go, but still it's something that people get excited about, because you can really grow on TikTok like 200,000 followers or 500,000 followers in a month. Wow. Because you had like 5 viral videos or 6 or 10. So once you understand the principles of that and you combine it with an overall strategy and not make it, your whole objective and your whole focus to be how to get the next viral video. This is the worst way to go.
That doesn't work.
Still, we want it. I still chase viral videos. And I believe that, I have created a formula that really makes people watch your videos more. And it's all about watch time. That's what platforms want. And everything starts with a promise. So you start at the beginning of the video. You need to understand that TikTok is like an audition. You're being thrown in a huge theater right? With unknown people, because everything happens in the For You page on TikTok. It's not on the home feed. So people who know you already see you again and again. And for those people, you have earned their attention already.
Yes.
Right? So they will see my face. They might give me 5-10 seconds. They might to tell them, what it's all about. On the For You page of TikTok, you have at best a couple of seconds before they swipe up and they lose you forever.
Yep.
And that's what you need to focus. The first thing that you need to focus is the first couple of seconds of your video. So create a strong hook, a title that really takes into consideration psychological factors, copywriting factors, to put in, curiosity, evoke emotions, use powerful words, involve the other person so it's really clear that it's for them. And then make a promise, because, when you see my video, it's like, I promise you that you will get something specific at the end of the video, right? If you see this video, you will get that.
Yeah.
Then I escalate the video and I create and I start, telling this story and how I will give you at the end of the video this kind of, I will deliver the promise. And then, by second 10 to 15, it's all about delivering that promise, or ideally over delivering that promise. So if I create this wow factor to people after, 10 seconds in the video, because they're intrigued from my hook, this is where I have many, many, many chances to go viral. Because, the algorithm of TikTok is throwing you, it's like you are upgrading to different levels, like video games. So the first stage is a simple one. If people have a solid watch time, you're being thrown to the level 2. If on the level 2, again, you have a solid watch time, again and again. So you keep upgrading until you go into the viral mode. So the video can really go crazy and reach, I don't know, whatever, as high as it gets.
Super gamified.
It is. Yeah. It is. It is super smart and super dynamic. I mean, I think it's the best and the most advanced algorithm that we have seen in the history of social media.
And TikTok introduced a promote feature.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to change the game?
That's a very, very good question. It's a very good question. And this came along with another feature that is the Friends tab on the bottom left. So if you see this was never there. It's like TikTok understands that they need to start engaging creators with the followers that they have earned. Because if you see your statistics, for my analytics, for example, almost every single video of mine, 90% of my views come from the For You page. What does it mean? That most people that see every single video is new people. So I have 2 million followers, and every single time I get new people see my videos, and many of my followers don't see them. So they understand that, and they want to make a bit more intentional to start, people that follow specific creators to start engaging with them more, because they see them more often on their page, which is, the essence of every social media. So this is the first big change. So I believe that they're getting there. And the second part is, okay, TikTok got crazy. They made, many people super famous, super viral. Now it's time for them to make money, right?
Of course.
So what is easier than copy the boost button, the boost feature of Instagram and Facebook, and allow people to easily, with a couple of clicks, to create a promotional video and get more views or get more landing page views. That's it.
Yeah.
Ideally, I wouldn't use that feature, to be honest. I would go, if I'm a business and I want to run a campaign, I would definitely go to the business manager of TikTok, the Spark Ads or how it's called, and I will create, and I will use the full feature mode of running ads versus just creating this kind of easy feature that they created with very limited targeting options.
Interesting. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you want an audience that it's relevant for you rather than just random.
Exactly.
So it does make sense.
Because if you see the promote button right now, you don't even have the choice of a country.
No, it's just
So
very
it's
generic,
just some
male,
interests and ages. It's not, and sex.
Yeah.
Or you can let TikTok do the selection, which again might not be relevant for you.
Exactly. What do you think are the biggest mistakes that businesses or creators do that if we were more aware of them, then those would have the most impact in the results we have?
I think that the biggest mistakes that creators are doing is that they're really obsessed with the outcome. So they're really obsessed with the performance of a video or a piece of content or whatever. And they let this thing dictate their identity or dictate their content quality or dictate their the content direction. And when you let this happen, you might lose your identity. So if it's what I said before. So if I allow numbers and statistics and viral hits becoming my sole decision-making factor about what I will create next, it means that I'm just, starving for attention, starving for likes, starving for validation of having a super viral video. I want to be Konstantinos and I want to keep saying my poem, to saying my story, to sharing my knowledge. I don't want to be, somebody who just starves for likes and views. Views are good, but they will come eventually if you establish your identity and your unique voice that matches your specific objective as a business, because we're businesses at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
We're not performance
we're not dancers.
Actors in a theater.
No,
exactly.
No.
So for me, that's the greatest mistake that I see, and many people get into this trap, chasing attention versus the meaning of content creation. And that's where, there needs to be some kind of planning and strategic approach to have, a content calendar, having some topics in a specific deck and stick to that, at least for a while.
Yes, because exactly, we need to have certain direction.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I move away a little bit from TikTok and I move more towards you and your mindset as an entrepreneur, when you were younger, you were like 2 times karate world champion. It takes a certain type of personality or a certain type of thinking to be a world champion and then to do it twice. Yeah. What was that mindset and how old were you when you were developing that brain?
Well, first of all, I've done many things in my life. So my first true passion was music. So I used to be a pianist.
Cool.
I believe that I would be a professional musician or whatever, or a producer or whatever. That was my first passion. But then, I realized that the money-making opportunities there were not very solid back at this time. Business took my heart and was my first priority. But I was always, into sports. I was playing basketball. Then I moved to martial arts. I was really good. I was a natural there. And the first reason why I went to martial arts was because I was getting bullied in school. That was the reason why I got there. And then, since I was naturally talented with that, I had a very good, very good flexibility. I was very good into adapting into what my sensei was asking me, or I was very good with movement and motion. So, and my speed was really good. So when you see that you are good at something and you really enjoyed it, for me, it's like, makes absolute sense to keep building on that and see what is the ceiling of what you do. That's always, my approach in things. If you are good in something, look at the ceiling and see if you can reach the top. Can you reach the top in what you do? Can you be the best possible guy in this field? I'm not just here to participate. I'm here to take over, That's my mindset. So this didn't come, day one. I didn't, enter a dojo 5 years old and I said, okay, I will be the next world champion. But as I say to people, confidence comes in levels. So in stages. It's small, little achievements that, they give you a boost of confidence, and then you move on and you realize that, 10 years later, you're somebody else. You're full of confidence. You're believe in yourself. You see yourself and you're proud of what you achieved. And, the little scared boy is no longer there. So yeah, everything comes, step by step, achievement by achievement, failure after failure, of course. It's not just achievements and achievements. There's so many failures, preparing for a full competition and realizing that you need to spend another year of training before you have another chance to compete, because I might have won 2 times the world championship, but I lost many more than that. So,
and that's what people don't really see many times.
Yeah, exactly.
That it's like all the hardship.
Yeah.
Which then I'm always very interested to know, what are those times in your life that you were like, man, this is tough, like the hard moments? And how did you get yourself out of those? Because I think a lot of people are feeling like, oh, this is tough in the past 2 years.
Yeah. For me, it's all about the most difficult part is showing up when you feel that you don't want to show up. This is, to have your mind telling you that, what, you can make it, you don't want to make it, you don't want to stay out of bed, to come out of bed, you don't want to create content, but still saying to your head, to shut up, and you still do it.
Doing it.
Because it's part of your, if it's important for you and if it's your purpose, you need to be stronger than this lazy voice in your head that says, I'm not feeling it. But, what really makes you is your decision in these days that you don't feel it.
Yeah.
And that's where, discipline comes in. That's where self-motivation comes in, because nobody will motivate you. Nobody. If you just wait for the motivated days, you're screwed. You will never get there. Never. No. Never. Nobody's getting motivated every single day. Even if you watch, I don't know, the most motivating person on the earth talking to you 1 hour per day, it's not enough. No. You have to have that as a default mode inside you. So for me, that was the most difficult one, and especially when results didn't come, and especially when I was starving for money. So this is something that I've said before. My first 2 years as an entrepreneur started very promising, but then the hard realization came in, which was I need to make money. I was running out of money. I was needing money. So it's really difficult to keep showing up, keep doing things, keep working towards a dream. And when the results don't come, this is the most difficult part. But you need to double down your efforts. You need to find new routes. You need to keep creating content. You need to become more valuable, get more skills, even if it's difficult. So that's for me the point. You either make it or break it. You quit, and nobody will ever know your story because you quit.
What made you not quit and go back into a marketing job in a fancy company and instead continue?
It was it was that story that I wanted to be able to say later, to say, what, I didn't quit. And I'm an example of, for you all, that you want to quit and you are struggling and you are in this dark place right now that I was also. And I want you to believe in stepping to the unknown and keep going. And I believe that with a magical way, when you are with your head with your back towards the wall and you don't have any other option and you are in a survival mode, it's when, your instincts come in stronger and your performance is greater and your vision is clearer and you know what you need to go after because you need to survive. So it's not for everyone. I understand that. And I realize that not most people will quit. And that's why, we tell stories of a few people that made it, because especially in these moments is exactly where winners show up.
Are made. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that you're a loser if you quit. Okay. It does mean that it just might mean that it's not a journey for you, or your mindset is not yet tough enough to make it. Or you need to believe more in yourself and keep going.
Yes. Those are two very good points. How can people believe more in themselves? That is key. key point.
It is key. It is key because for me, it's all about fear. The other side of not believing in yourself is fear. And the fear is what? Most of the times the fear doesn't exist. Because to be honest, even if I went back to my previous marketing job, which was a great job, I could still, pursue my dreams and keep, building something on the side or whatever. It doesn't mean that my dreams would forever be gone. So it's just entrepreneurship, especially entrepreneurship, is a long game. It's not a matter of a couple of good years, of a couple of bad years, or even 10 years that are good. It's a matter of 20, 30 years building something meaningful that's for which you're passionate about and you're willing to show up daily and, add value to the marketplace. That's what entrepreneurship is, and make an impact. So you need to understand that, even if you had a couple of tough years because you didn't believe in yourself, you need to keep going. You need to keep keep chasing this dream. Doesn't mean that it's over. The life is, our life is a long game. It's not a matter of a couple of years or 1 year. Maybe the timing was bad for you. Maybe you were not ready in terms of skills, in terms of mindset. So, and for me, it's about getting rid of this fear, reframing your mind and understanding that the riskier thing that you will ever do is not chasing your dreams. Yes. That's for me the most scary thing in my life and my biggest motivation. I don't want to deal with regrets. I don't want to deal with saying to Konstantinos 10 years from now, why you didn't try harder? Yeah. Why you got scared? Why you quit this dream? Maybe with one more year of hard work, things would be different. So that's my greatest motivation, the what if.
Yes, mine too. It's like, I'm just like, the regrets are just like, no. And I just think like the opportunity cost, I'm like, oh, what if? It's like, no, just keep pushing.
Exactly. Of course, it doesn't mean that you need to keep knocking on walls in terms of doors, right? Because many people might be on a totally false direction because they don't have the knowledge, don't have the skills, don't have the mentorship to go after the right direction. So I've seen many people, starting businesses that have zero room for improvement. They have zero reason to exist because they believe and they don't really reach out to people. They don't ask for help. They don't ask for guidance. People, especially when they're starting the entrepreneurial journey, don't have any experience in that. They need to understand that you don't need to invest a lot of money. This is a myth. But you need to invest into mentoring and to getting the right guidance from people that made it to what you're trying to do also, right? So if I want to build a car company, I need to find somebody who built a car company, not somebody who built a bicycle. So I need to find someone who made it. If it's something that it's happening for the first time ever, like the one that I tried to do on my first attempt, which was a sports startup, something that nobody was doing at this point of time, try to find something similar in terms of concept, in terms of delivery, in terms of approach in the marketplace. How it started, like, for example, what I was trying to build was a marketplace, was a SaaS platform, trying to meet two different parties in the marketplace. So trying to find some people that made it in similar avenues, right? Not exactly the same, but similar.
Exactly. Because then you can learn from them and from the mistakes and the visions and I've learned so much more from mentors. Yes.
Because mentors are connecting the dots for you, and this saves tons of time. Instead of, you trying different dots and understanding that it doesn't work after 2 years, they might connect to you the right dot in 2 sessions,
Exactly. And then you're like, oh, cool. It saved me so much time.
Exactly.
So if we said earlier that entrepreneurship is basically a long-term thing. It's not a 2 years, 3 years, but you even said like 10, 20, 30 years thing. And one of the questions that I see coming up with many entrepreneurs, either male or female, is relationships. People struggle to have a thriving relationship. And many times it's you work too much. You work too much thingy. How have you found balance in that area of life?
I'm not the right person to talk about. So yeah, I'm not married. So, yeah, for me, it's not a challenge. But, when I was in a relationship, I was really finding it easy to balance things when and if you are with a person that really respects your purpose, respects your priorities. Because, I think that when things are really difficult are when you are with people that don't really respect your boundaries and your purpose and your priorities as a person. Because, we're individuals, right? That's what the term says. Everyone is an individual. So you have an individual objective, an individual purpose, an individual journey. Doesn't mean that this journey stops existing when I am into a relationship, right? So you need to find people that are in common journeys, in common purposes in life, and you coexist and are, like two people going on a journey together that have similar destinations. If you want to go there and I want to go there,
it doesn't work.
It's not easy. If you want to be just all day chilling and being on the beach, and I need to work 15 hours per day, at least for the next years in order to make it, it's going to be tough. And you don't realize that. And you don't support me in this journey. So you need to find people that support your purpose, accept it, respect it, and help you to make it, not becoming an anchor or a barrier towards that.
Yeah. And I think that's a very interesting perspective, because then many people are like, oh, I don't have the time. Oh, I'm not interested. It's more like, don't have the time or not interested because you haven't met the person that will basically add to that journey rather than feels that it's stopping you.
Exactly. And you need to be really strict with that. I mean, for me right now, if somebody doesn't respect my purpose, I'm out. I don't care who you are, what you bring to the table. If you don't respect my purpose, which is important for me and exists long ago before you exist, and I have given my blood, my sweat, my pain, my fears for that, I don't care who you are. You're not sticking with me. As I will respect your purpose and I will support it and I will give my help and inspiration for you to make it because I know that it's important for you, I'm expecting the same for you. If it's not the case, salute.
Bye-bye. That's it.
You need to be hard with that. You need to be tough with that. It's not easy when emotions comes in with people. It's not easy, but your purpose needs to be stronger than your feelings.
Yes, and I like that, and I asked that question on purpose because there's many women that it's like like the high achiever woman or the entrepreneurial style woman that they are struggling to find that balance, like a lot. And many times they think that it's like, oh, something wrong with me. Oh, this, the other. Yeah. No, I like your perspective. And it's like,
it is like, purpose. Of course you need to make some time. Doesn't mean that, I will have a relationship and I will be, 2 hours per month available. It has to have some kind of logic, but at the same time, it has to have some kind of respect from the other side as well. I believe.
Cool. Thank you. As we approach towards the end of the episode, what are the 3 habits that have shaped you the most, that if you were to drop them, you will feel like out of place?
Wow. Habits, right?
Habits, yeah.
Well, for me, it was also a post that I did the other day, is obsession about what you do. The first one is that. So for me, it's not exactly a habit, but it's a trait that I couldn't get rid of, because if you're not obsessed with what you do, like genuinely being passionate about that, you can never build the consistency that is required towards a significant change, a significant impact, because that's what we're after, right? In the entrepreneurial journey that we are into, we're after significant impact, either in the lives of people, in the mindset, or an innovation or whatever, changing the game in any kind of way. That's what we're after. And you cannot do that, a significant impact, right? Not just becoming successful or making money. I'm talking about significant impact. if you're not obsessed with that. And becoming obsessed with that sometimes has a flip side as well. Like we said before, not enough time, you lose a bit of balance in your life, you might burn out, stuff like that. But still, I couldn't lose that because I know how it feels, being in a job that you don't really get excited about.
Yes.
Right? And I would never want to feel that again. I don't want to do anything professionally that doesn't really excite me. I don't want to do that. And especially when you have earned that, it's really tough to go back. Yeah. So I don't want to lose that again. Number 2 is the habit of not caring about money for me.
Cool.
So right now, so I'm not really money centered right now. I don't really focus on, how to go from 7 figures to 8 or whatever, or to grow my income or to build my team, to grow my team. I'm after increasing my value, increasing my purpose, increasing the impact of what I do, reinventing myself, building on what I have created and, turning from a business to a movement. So that's for me much more inspiring, much more, fulfilling versus just going after more money.
Yeah. Okay.
And I realized that, after starting making enough and realized that, this is not fulfilling as much as the other thing that I just described. And the other thing is, the third habit that I would never drop is my originality and my authenticity. So I would never start, trying to be somebody else, or because I've done that. So when I was in my corporate career, I was trying to be somebody else, because originally the person that I was not a good fit for a corporate environment. I'm very entrepreneurial.
Yes,
I'm very straight to the point.
Yeah.
I'm very original. Sometimes you might not like what I was gonna say. I love the entrepreneurial kind of working. In the big companies that I was working, you need to align with 50 different people before you make a decision. It's really difficult to. It's like a big, ship. In order to move 1 centimeter right, you need 6 months.
Yeah.
So I can't do that. I want fast decisions, fast moving forward, change things easily, and see the impact, on the spot. So that's something that I wouldn't love to lose again. This kind of habit of me becoming me, keep being me, and loving being me.
Oh, I love that.
And that's very fulfilling as well.
Yes, it is. It is. Oh, and that leads me, I guess, to the last question. You've grown a lot, right? So now you're a celebrity in the world of TikTok and Instagram. You have all these billions of views and stuff. What has changed? Have you felt any changes on the challenges that you face, or how people treat you? Because you're teaching all of us to be to grow a business. And then as you grow, things will change, but then we may not be prepared for success.
To be honest, I haven't changed at all.
Good.
So for me, this whole thing and this, huge attention came at an age that I think that was really solid in terms of, my character and personality. So it doesn't really change anything for me. I think I'm just, more choiceful in what I do, in where I put my time into. I have also learned to ignore the haters and people that are really out for blood, just to diminish people or to make them feel bad or whatever, even if they see Jesus Christ walking on the earth, they would say, whatever. So you learn, to ignore those people and to ignore the other opinions of people. And for me, this is a great win for every person, no matter what you do, is believing in yourself so much that you really value your own beliefs and your own belief system and your own opinion and your own direction more than any other opinion. That's a great win for me. And this success helped me in order to improve that, in order to become more, sure about my own voice versus the other ones. Yeah. So I think that it helped me more than it took away things from me. this
that's
kind of
amazing.
noise and success. Yes.
Yeah. I absolutely love your mindset. We should talk more about that.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure having you in the show. Before we go, where can we find you and where can people buy your TikTok program, which is really good?
Yeah, sure. So if you search for Simply Digital in any social media, you will find me there. Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube. We're all over the place. Our website is simplydigital.gr as well. So if you visit my link in bio in any social media, you will find a multi-link. I have my 2 courses there. I have my consulting program. My website is there. Everything you need to know about me is there. So it's quite easy if you want to find more about me.
Yes, it is. And you're everywhere. So it's easy. Yeah. Okie dokie. Everyone, hope you enjoyed the episode and I'll see you next week. Remember to send us all your questions and have a lovely week. Ciao, ciao.
Bye, guys.
Hello again. It's been an absolute pleasure. I learned tons from this conversation and hopefully you gained some insights, knowledge, or inspiration. It could mean the world if you follow, share, and rate the show because it gives me feedback. And remember, if you have fintech, product, career, or life direction questions, reach out. I'm always happy to help. Go to my LinkedIn page, Monica Millares, and send me a connection request, DM me, and book time for a free mentoring session. See you next week. Ciao, ciao.